Well, one important dimension of our bilateral relationship between the United States and Spain are our economic ties. If the economy of Spain and Europe is sick, then the economy of the United States won't be healthy, and if the economy of the United States is sick, the economy of Europe and Spain won't be healthy. But if I could just add, we can't solve the macroeconomic challenges that this country and Europe faces. What we can do is help American companies invest in Spain and create jobs for Spanish workers. We can help Spanish companies invest in the United States and create jobs for American workers, and we can help facilitate and expand our trade relationship. We believe in Spain. We know that Spain's going through a tough time, but we also believe that there are enough strengths here in this country and in this economy to recover economically and in other respects. One of the wonders of this country is its diversity, just as I think one of the wonders of my country is its diversity. So I think diversity and differences are something to be celebrated, but at the end of the day, where I go all over the country, I meet Spaniards. On all of the major global challenges that the United States faces and that Spain faces, I believe our interests are very closely aligned, and I think we approach them with a very similar system of values. American business is heavily invested in Spain, just as Spanish companies are frustrated that the economy is contracting and not growing, but American business continues to invest here and to believe in investing in Spain. A very good example is that the Ford Motor Company recently closed a plant in Belgium, decided to move its operation here to its plant in Valencia. Now look, Spain suffered a bursting of this real estate construction bubble, which had helped it grow for many years, at the same time that the world encountered an economic and financial crisis. So the economy of Spain has been hit hard, but I believe that this country is doing what it needs to do to turn the economy around. No, it doesn't surprise me. Having worked for two presidents, having had a front row seat on the American presidency, it's a unique institution, and it's perhaps one of the few offices in the world capable of real global leadership. And the selection that we make of president is going to affect not only the lives of millions of Americans, but is going to have a great impact around the world. And so I think that's why there's so much interest in our presidential election. Well, frankly, no. Spain and Europe are too important to the United States to be affected by the outcome of our election. No matter who is elected tomorrow, Europe will continue to be America's indispensable partner in everything we do, and Spain will be an important part of that. And we hope that the attention that it attracts will also reflect on some of the positive aspects of our democracy, and what an open democracy we have, and how it invites participation by ordinary citizens. I often say that in our country, politics is not a spectator sport. And one of the beauties of American democracy is the way in which it engages so many millions of Americans, and how it gives an opportunity to so many millions of Americans to participate in our democratic process. I believe what this election is about is what role do we want government to play in our lives as American citizens. And so in that respect, it will have a great impact on the direction that our government takes in domestic policy. But there's a broad consensus among Americans about foreign policy. And so I think that for the rest of the world, people will be less affected by the outcome, and I would say that will be the case for Latin America. But for Latinos living in the United States, 50 million, I think the difference it will be more important. Well, I think generally President Obama, though he believes in the importance of the private sector, also believes that there's an important role for government to play in making sure that prosperity is shared by all. And on the other side, I think Governor Romney, though he believes in the importance of government, believes that we should depend more on the private sector and more on individual initiative to ensure opportunity for all. And I think that these represent two different views about our government, which are views that have existed in the United States since the founding of our republic. And I simply think we're having another installment in a series of debates about this issue. There are more people today that speak Spanish in the United States than are in Spain, and they are increasingly important in our political life and our economic life, which I hope is something that will bring our countries closer together. If you look at the polls, Latino voters tend to favor Democrats running over Republicans, but then again, there are many important Latino leaders in the Republican Party. So I don't think their issues are necessarily different than the rest of American citizens. And so I think that they'll be affected in the same way as I described earlier in terms of the two different visions of government. How are you? Nice to see you. Thank you. Thanks for having us.